I bring you greetings from all Daleks. I'm gonna spend my Christmas with a Dalek and hug him underneath the mistletoe. And if he's very nice, I'll feed him sugar spice and hang a Christmas stocking from his big left toe. And when we both get up on Christmas morning, I'll kiss him on his chromium-plated head and take him in to say hi to Mom and frighten Daddy out of his bed.
Welcome back to Bro Canon. Series 3.
Welcome back all to The Matrix, rolling in the new year with all of the Broke Canon series staples. A hangover? Check. Instantly copyright claimed music? Check. And 3 new weird corners of sci-fi show Doctor Who explored for your entertainment and confusion. Check, check, check. That was I'm Gonna Spend My Christmas with a Dalek by the Go-Go's, by the way. Made at the height of Dalek mania. My favourite lyrical highlights are a Dalek asking for plum pudding,
Please, may I have some more plum pudding and custard?
and Daleks having toes.
On his big left toe.
Add it to the wiki.
I love you. Happy Christmas. You love me. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
But as fleetingly festive as that may be, it's not the only Doctor Who bop, mind you. Who could forget? Then of course there's... And what conversation could be had about Time Lord Rock? Truck, if you will.
I wanna be Mr. Pond, and I can't lie and say that I'm fond.
But if you wanted something not written by a bunch of YouTube sex offenders, may I recommend...
I cross the void beyond the mind.
The empty space that circles time.
I see where others stumble blind.
I seek a truth they'll never find.
Eternal wisdom is my guide.
I am the Doctor. Today's first fact brings us to this 1972 spoken word disco track. Yep, we're kicking things off with a bang. Things aren't changing around here. Performed by John Pertwee and written by Rupert Hine. Do I count this as canon? I don't know. Is this someone writing and performing the Doctor on a sold licensed product? I'm bound, categorically, to talk about it. But more than that, it's also canon, as the Fifth Doctor recites it in dialogue in the Big Finish story Circle of Time.
I cross the void beyond the mind to seek a truth they'll never find. Don't follow you.
A bit less arch, Doctor.
Know me. I am the Doctor. And
5 shows us that he knows the song and the lyrics to his own theme music.
Honestly, do you have music playing in your head when you say rubbish like that?
Hey Sam, that's a bit of a stretch, you think? Well, there's precedent for it. Not only has the Doctor been attributed to some real-world books writing under the pen name of Doctor Who, but this is also a reminder that in the early 1970s, the Doctor was a public celebrity, popular on radio and TV, and almost made President of the Universe. It isn't unfounded for someone that famous in that period of time to release a disco track. Trust me. Also, do I need to pull out the Titan comic where the 10th Doctor discovers his own opening title crawl in person? He's seen it with his own eyes. All I'm saying is, the Doctor canonically knows what their theme tune sounds like. It has words.
The latitude of human minds. I am the Doctor.
My voyage dissects the course of time. Who knows, you say? But are you right? As fingers move to end mankind, metallic teeth begin their grind. With sword of truth I turn to fight the satanic powers of the night. Is your faith before your mind? Know me. Am I the Doctor? I don't know, dude. You wrote the song about yourself. You tell me. Could you imagine hearing this in a nightclub? Disco or otherwise. But don't stop it there, because it gets even better. Some may ask, who is the Doctor? But Devo Spice here has the answer. He is the Doctor.
Hello, I'm the Doctor. Just the Doctor, and this is my crew. How do you do? I'm just a madman with a box, a big blue box, foxy and sexy, if you only knew. Yes, it's bigger on the inside. Ask Captain Jack, it's a great ride back in his mind. I reside in the TARDIS, home is where the heart is, and like Lisa Simpson, I can see you through time.
This is a 12-track Doctor Who rap album. Time Lord rock? Trock? More like trap. Time Lord rap. And man, if this is what trap sounds like, I gotta get in this.
Me, I would go to the moon, or the stars, or the moons of Mars, and drink the sonic screwdriver at some planets dive bar, and get an alien to come down to my place with me. Just be careful, I don't come down with a space VD.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of this.
I can seek out and find my old bully Big Reggie, then I'd sneak up behind him and give him a big wedgie.
I bought this album, by the way. $10 on Bandcamp. What a purchase. Please donate to my Ko-fi for more great investments into the series. I don't just bring this up to rag on a nerdcore rapper. I'm above that. I bring up Devo Spice's album here because it includes cameos from Janet Fielding, Katie Manning, and Peter Davison, all in character.
So what do you say, Doctor? Can I come along?
No. I've already had one treacherous redhead in the TARDIS. I don't need another.
The canonical impulses in my head are trying to tell me that the Fifth Doctor once had an adventure with nerdcore rapper Devo Spice. These impulses are my demons and are destroying all of media for me. Yo, did you hear that new Peter Davison collab? Oh, that Fifth Doctor verse slaps. So there you go, this and this. Canonical texts. Sue me. Fact number 2. The Mary Celeste. The Mary Celeste, originally named the Amazon, was famous for its mysterious abandonment at sea in 1872. There are many different explanations, all of them happened, and the Doctor was involved with nearly all of them. Now on TV, it seems pretty clear-cut. In the chase, Daleks appear chasing the Doctor and company, get into shenanigans, resulting in many innocents jumping to their death. Jumping ship. The first on-screen depiction of a dead baby. Oh yeah, it's all fun and games till you drown a baby. In the episode, they promptly hot-footed out of there. The Doctor doesn't even acknowledge the ship he's on, until his second incarnation, where he says that everybody on board got exterminated. The second Doctor had his own journey on the Mary Celeste, where it later turned out the ship was abducted by aliens. The Doctor came to save them, and then all killed by a sea serpent. No Daleks involved. Even Terry Nation, who wrote The Chase, doesn't have a definitive answer on it. In the Dalek Annuals, he decided to basically rewrite the plot of The Chase, but takes the Doctor and company out. Instead now it's a story of 2 young boys who steal their uncle's time conveyor, travelling to Pompeii, World War I, and the Mary Celeste. In this version of events, a young kid from the 1960s pushed the Dalek into the sea. Are these 2 events happening at the same time? I don't know. Which one's more ridiculous? Okay, I tried to sleep, but it's weighing on me. So here is a topographical graph of where every single Doctor is during the events of the Mary Celeste disappearing. If we're to believe all of these events happened, that means they must have all coincided. So here is the place where the Doctor enters, captured by the crew. The 2 boys who have stolen their uncle's time machine, they're also on the deck because he has to push a Dalek off. The second Doctor, let's say, is here. The sea serpent is definitely there. But wait, there's more. Then Pertwee rocks up again and has his own comic adventure with the Mary Celeste. I love how in such quick succession over the course of just, 9 years? The Doctor Who franchise has come up with 4 different reasons that the crew of the Mary Celeste disappeared. In a stitch in time, the third Doctor shows someone his cool time machine. And considering that we're in 1872, the man quite rightly freaks out and tells the captain that there's a time bomb on board. So in this version of events, the Doctor didn't bring Daleks to the ship to kill everybody irresponsibly. He showed off his ship and made everybody leave in lifeboats, also dooming them to death irresponsibly, as a large wave came and swamped the lifeboat, killing everyone on it. Oops. Sorry about that, dear fellow. Look, it was either me or the Daleks. And then, if we haven't already had enough, Nardole shows up.
The human ship was called the Mary Celeste? Something like that. Anyway, the Enzomedans assumed that any species they encountered would communicate as they did, by digesting each other. The Enzomedan ambassador got through the whole crew and then very sadly choked on a lifeboat.
All we know is that everybody on board definitely died, and 9 times out of 10, it was Doctor Who's fault. Except, oh, wait, no, I'm getting a mental update. Sometimes they didn't die, because their descendants, the descendants of the crew of the Mary Celeste, go on to play an important role in the Faction Paradox series. At some point in his life, the Doctor went back to raid the ship. There's life jackets and the sign in his study in the pilot, which I guess he's keeping as a trophy. And a character from the V&As claims that his grandfather survived the Mary Celeste as he was rescued by a mermaid. Add it to the graph. Oh wait, there's more. Turns out, the HMS Artichoke, Roanoke, many of history's most famous ships actually went missing due to a giant intergalactic illegal game show. Hopping back over to the Legends of Ashilda book, because yeah, you've been dying to hear more of this thing. In this book, Ashilda's doing the whole pirate groove, islands and treasure and animatronic dogmen, before finding out the entire thing is a wind-up and they are on the ship, an artificial island in the middle of space. It's season 15 of The Fortunate Isles, and Ashilda is the latest winner in a battle royale total wipeout game she didn't know she was playing. Even detailing the merchandise, banners, t-shirts, and action figures they had made of Ashilda. Well, at least somebody wants her. For all we know, these ships went the same way as the Mary Celeste. I choose that option. Fuck it. Remember that time where I told you that the first Doctor almost abandoned one of his companions? Well, he did it again, for considerably longer. Move over, Vicky. This is the time the first Doctor ditched Dodo and left her on an alien swamp planet. Their Fairies at the Bottom of the Garden is a mid-short trip, which can be found in this book, which decomposed about 20 years ago. Travelling with just the two of them, they visit a stinking, awful, oozing planet full of rotten foliage. The Doctor loves it. Dodo questions what she's doing with her life, when suddenly, just as a goof, takes off in the TARDIS Capaldi style and just leaves her to it. In previous stories, Dodo has shown a crippling fear of being abandoned. She also coincidentally has expressed a distaste for jungle worlds, because it's where all of that mental trauma happened to her. But I bring up this gap specifically because it's the only proper opening the First Doctor has where there could be solo adventures with no companion. Really rack your brain. Try and think of a moment where the First Doctor is alone long enough to have all these solo adventures we see. I'm thinking this story, and this one, and the annuals. In all of the annuals, when he's not travelling with John fucking Gillian, the First Doctor picks up a ton of new friends. There's so many niche early Doctor Who companions who could only fit into this place in the timeline, you see. Jack, Harold, Dot Strong, Shelley, Schertzog, Amy and Tony Barker, Shivani Bajwa, the Mortimer family. The Doctor travelled with all of them, which was a French bulldog owned by Tony and Amy Barker. He accompanied his masters on the trip in the TARDIS. Sounds to me like the Doctor gets busy. Whilst Dodo is waiting for him on the smelly bug planet, the First Doctor is battling devil birds of Corbo, trolls, like actual trolls. There's Sensorites and Zilkans and What the fuck are Zilgans? Dodo wouldn't know, because she wasn't invited. No wonder this is a companion who got locked up in an insane asylum after her travels. It makes me wonder if this is something the Doctor can just do. Sorry, Martha, need a bit of a change. I'm just gonna bench you for a bit, and we can pick up where we left off. The actual bastard, he did though. He did do that. If we are to believe this borderline fan theory of mine, it does have to be restated that the Doctor never gives a reason for getting in the TARDIS and leaving her. There's not an argument or any drama around it. It's not some clever plot thing he's doing. He just up and goes. Poor Dodo. And this is back in the days where the Doctor can't even fly the thing accurately. There is no saying that he would have ever been able to get back to Dodo, but I guess that was a chance he was willing to take. When I crunch up the numbers, it seems that the Doctor has travelled with this many people in between leaving Dodo and going to pick Dodo up, and has had this many adventures without her in this very space of time. What the fuck? And he does come and pick her up, eventually, returning in the story's climax to smash a giant crystal flower with his cane. It turns out they were on a giant flower in space the whole time. And I guess that was the lesson he wanted to teach Dodo. Fuck around and find out. Unsurprisingly, this is the story where she decides she wants to leave. But don't start feeling too sympathetic. Maybe there's a reason the Doctor treats her this way. Did you know, in the book Bunker Soldiers, Dodo unwittingly inspired a series of events which caused the Black Death. Oh, hello, Dmitri, Governor of Kiev. I think it'd be an awfully good idea to catapult diseased corpses into the city. That's an excellent idea. I'll tell the Mongols to do the exact same. Yeah, guys, that's how you get the Black Death.
You can't rewrite history, not one line!
If you really want to get into these Dodo-less stories, one of them is actually about the Great Fire of London. When it comes to meddling with time and causing human atrocities, you're 2 for 2, just as bad as each other. Maybe it would have been a better send-off for her if the Doctor just forgot about her and left her on that bog planet and never came back. It makes just about as much sense as her actual exit. Thanks for tuning back in. It means the world. Starting a new series by instantly getting demonetized? Look, guys, it's just fun. Getting demonetized for using copyrighted music is fun, okay? Although if you do want to drop a little tip, a little bit of charity, my Ko-fi is in the description right below. Cheers, fella.